Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. It's Friday night, September the 9th, 2016. Welcome to another eBay video. Tonight we're going to discuss feedback extortion. Ooh, yeah. I don't think we've ever discussed that much here, but we'll discuss that tonight. We're also going to discuss some concerns you had and some of your comments regarding last week's video. And of course we'll do a rehash and an update. So let's get started right now. I'm inside because I just got home from work. I jumped in the shower and I got the central air conditioning on because it's kind of hot outside. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, last week's video we discussed bulk editing in the Seller Hub, and I actually think everything went quite well. I read your comments and you guys seemed to basically catch on to the concept. I didn't see any real problems there. I think it all went very well. One thing that kind of amused me, I put that video out last Friday. So from last Friday to now, that video has had over 700 views, which is pretty good. Okay, it's pretty decent. Now, unrelated to eBay, on Sunday, last Sunday, I was driving downtown and I came across a tractor trailer that got hung up in Harlem where he wasn't supposed to be, and it had just happened, so I made a U-turn really quick and I decided to set up and assist the guy right there until a New York City patrol car would come and help out, because it was a bad spot and he was really screwing up traffic. I wanted everything to work out for him. Anyway, while I was there, it just dawned on me. I said, let me do a little video about this incident, because this is the kind of thing I do. Do you know that little video that I threw up Sunday night has had over 1,000 hits already? Crazy, man. If any of you guys would like to check out my misplaced trucker video, you can see I put it up last Sunday night. But anyway, back to eBay. I predicted the Labor Day weekend would be slow. Okay, that's what I predicted, and I was correct. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and early Monday. I think I had 3 sales each day. 3 Friday, 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. Monday, I think I only had 1 early in the day. Then, nothing. All of Monday, nothing. Monday night, nothing. Tuesday, most of Tuesday, nothing. I went for 30 hours straight without a sale. Unheard of. Unfreaking heard of. Horrible. Absolutely disgustingly bad. However, Wednesday came, bang. It's like they turned the switch right back on, everything's back to normal, and sales are great. So my first question is, guys, how were your sales for the Labor Day weekend from Friday till Monday? Comment below, let me know how you guys did. I'm very interested in that. Also, something we mentioned, or I mentioned rather, we were supposed to get Hurricane Hermine. They were predicting heavy, heavy rain and wind. You know what I got out of that? I got a sunburn. We didn't get a drop, we didn't get anything. With all the computer models predicting it was going to hit us, not dead on, but pretty seriously, not one of them got it right. They never seem to get it right with all the sophisticated equipment that they have. I mean, I'm glad we didn't get the hurricane, but it's bad when you scare people and you got them running out to the store for nothing and going all crazy. But anyway, just thought I'd mention that to you guys. We escaped that. As far as eBay is concerned, it's been a decent week since Wednesday. The Wednesday to Friday time period was good. I had only 1 return, but that means nothing, of course. It's what happens tonight that counts. The main topic of today's video is feedback extortion. I never felt the need to discuss it in the past because, you know guys, in my opinion, it's not very prevalent on eBay. Now, I have had some of you guys write in about it, and I've had people on the Facebook groups complain about it. It does happen. It's not widespread, but it does happen, and you guys need to know how to handle it if it happens to you. And there's no better way to learn than from good old Crazy New York Drivers life story number 3420. My first experience with feedback extortion. So let's get started with my life story. A while back, this goes back a few weeks, I signed on to eBay one day and I had a negative feedback. I was like, oh my God, why? I haven't had any problems. For those of you guys who don't know me that well, I am a top-rated seller on eBay. I've been selling since '99. I have 100% feedback. I offer 30-day returns, no questions asked. I get a lot of customers who buy the wrong size, and I realize it does happen, and I gladly take their item back. I don't have a problem with that. And I gotta be honest with you, 99% of my returns are legit, meaning the customer mans up and says, hey Joe, I bought the wrong size. I'll pay the shipping back to you. Will you take it back? I say, sure. I can resell it, no problem. So to see a negative feedback, something's not right because nobody's contacted me. So I look to see what the item is, and naturally it's one of my cheapest items. One thing we all agree on, there goes my pen. One thing we all agree on is the cheapest items always seem to cause the most problems. The reason I even sell some cheap items, when I say cheap, I mean between $30 and $45 with shipping included. Most of my cheap items I bought as wholesale lots, meaning what I do is when dealerships go out of business, they call me and they'll say, Joe, so-and-so dealership is going out of business. Would you be interested in coming down and buying the room out? So all right, I'll go down and either I'll give them an offer or they'll tell me what they need for the room and I'll buy everything. Many times I will get stuff for pennies on the dollar. And that's basically the case with my cheap items. Now my more expensive items, they're a different story. A lot of times I have to spend serious coin. But with my cheap items, I buy them wholesale lots. So even though I'm only selling it for $30 to $45, a good chunk of that, minus the shipping, is profit. Okay? So you know where I'm coming from with that. So anyway, the negative feedback said something to the effect like, fell off after 1 week, not worth the money. So like, I'm wondering why this guy didn't contact me. So the first thing I did was I wrote to him, I said, Dear John Smith, pardon me a second while I take a little drink of lemonade. I love lemonade. So as I said, I got this negative feedback where the guy said something like, not worth the money, you know, something like that. So I wrote to the guy. I said, Dear John Smith, I just logged on to my eBay account and I see you left me negative feedback. I really wish you would have contacted me first. I take 30-day returns for any reason. If you purchase the wrong size, it's not a problem. I will take them back. I don't understand why you did not contact me first. I'm still willing to take the return, and if you would not mind, will you consider revising the feedback to positive? I sent them the letter. So several hours go by, I don't hear anything. Then he contacts me back, but he does not address anything in the letter I said. He wrote back something to the effect, I'm very dissatisfied with these items. They don't fit like they're supposed to, and I want a full refund right now, or I'm going to open a case against you. Okay, that's weird. He's getting hostile over this. He didn't even address the letter I just sent him. I am willing to take them back. I don't have a problem with that. But something just doesn't seem right to me. And then it dawned on me. I said, I know what this guy did. He didn't install them correctly, because in the listing, I explain exactly how you have to install these. With certain cars, only certain cars, you have to use a little screw to lock your hubs on, okay? Or they're gonna fall right off, because that's the way they were designed. It's an anti-theft thingy. I said, I'll bet this guy maybe didn't use the screw. But anyway, I said, I better call eBay and get this on the record, because I see bad things arising. I see trouble on the way. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. Okay, enough. So I call eBay and I get a representative in the Philippines. I said, I want to explain a few things to you. Number one, I was left unjust feedback where the guy says poor quality, doesn't fit correctly, because in the auction, in the listing, it definitely says that you need to use a screw. So he reads over everything and he says, well, listen, he says, I cannot remove this feedback just on that alone, because it's his opinion. He says, you need to tell the buyer to send you the items back, and then you give him a full refund. And I said, but listen, there's something not right here. I said, I think I know what the problem is and why he doesn't want to return these. He said they don't fit correctly. I will bet my last dollar that he lost them. He lost one or more, and he can't return them. Okay? That's what I think happened. So he says, well, you're protected, because if he returns them to you, there'll be a tracking number, and that will show that he returned them to you. I said, no, that won't show anything. Suppose he only returns one or two, because I suspect he lost one or more. So if he lost two, and he's only got two left, he could return those two with the tracking number, and I'll be screwed. Right? You follow me on this? So, see, I'm thinking, I'm using this thing up here. So I said, I need to be protected. And he says, okay, here's what you do. He says, engage the buyer in conversation and try and draw him out. Try and get him to say he lost them and doesn't have them. Like maybe he lost two and he's only got two left. He said, get him to say that in writing through eBay messages. That way you'll be protected. Then, if he opens a case against you, you will be protected, because he can't send you back the 4 pieces he bought because he lost 2. Do you understand, guys, what I'm saying? I mean, this rep was using his brain, and he was over in the Philippines, and he was really trying to help me out. He's saying, to rehash, okay, number one, get the guy to admit that he lost 2 in writing. That's number one. Number two, get the guy to open a case. Because if the guy does open a case and eBay sides with me because he can't send the 4 items back, they will automatically take off the negative feedback. You with me? Stick with me here. Because if this happens to you guys, you're going to need this. So listen. Okay. So I engaged the guy in messages back and forth, and I got him to say that he lost 3 of them. And he had 1. And his exact words were, and I quote, I lost 3 of them, and I was so disgusted I threw the 4th one out. Bingo! Because he didn't read. He didn't read to use the screw. Okay, so all right, now I know I'm on the right track. Before I could even do anything and respond, he sends me yet another message, and he says, the only way I will revise my feedback is if you give me a full refund. Bango! Feedback extortion right there, against the law, against eBay's rules. So, I call up eBay again. All right? This is the same night, but later on, maybe 3-4 hours. Now I get a representative in the USA. Guys, in the past, I've been very upbeat about the USA representatives. They've always been very helpful to me, but not this one. I could tell by her voice she was in a pissy mood. I am a salesman by nature. This is what I do for a living. And I can tell by a person's voice when they're in a pissy, disinterested mood, and she was. So I explained the situation to her, and she puts me on hold while she reviews everything, and she comes back and says, all right, we will not remove the feedback because of anything in the comments, meaning that he didn't follow the rules and use the screw to hold the items on. She said, however, he is guilty of feedback extortion. So we will remove the feedback, but only for that reason, not because he didn't read and follow the directions in the listing. I said, okay. Now I've been through this before, and it usually takes about 10 minutes. She said, I said, how long will it take? She says, 24 hours. Now that didn't sound right. I said, are you sure about that? 24 hours? Yes, it'll take 24 hours before you see it removed. And we will send him a policy violation for feedback extortion. All right, I accept that. I hang up the phone. I check periodically the next day. The negative feedback is still there. I waited a full 26 hours. I said, something's wrong. Oh, one thing I left out. Right after I hung up the phone with her, I get an email from eBay saying that I committed the policy violation for committing feedback extortion. I'm like, oh my God, she got it all mixed up. I knew she sent it to the wrong person. All right, so she was totally out in left field, totally bad news. So I still waited the 26 hours. Called eBay back. This time I got a Philippine representative again. Nice lady. I explained everything to her. She put me on hold. She says, okay, Joe. She says, no problem. This is feedback extortion. I will remove it right now. It'll be off your account in 10 minutes. I said, excellent. I said, but I called in last night and the lady I spoke to in the USA said it was going to take 24 hours. She didn't do a thing about it. She goes, well, I'm very sorry that that happened, but I will give you my name and a reference number. If it doesn't come off in 10 minutes, I want you to pursue this. I want you to call back. And she gave me like a call number or an incident number. But guys, within 10 minutes, that feedback was removed because of feedback extortion. Okay? What is the moral of this story? The moral of the story, guys, is be careful. This is not, I'm not saying that the earth is going to stand still or it's coming to an end. This is a very infrequent thing. I've been on eBay for 17 years and this is my first time ever. So if it's going to happen to you guys once in 17 years, you'll be all right. But when it does happen, you need to be prepared. Okay? Please. Listen to what I'm telling you. Think about what the buyer's complaining about if they do attempt feedback extortion. Think about it, and if necessary, draw them out, especially if they don't want to return the item. I mean, if it's a legit mistake, it's a legit mistake. They bought the wrong item, the buyer must return the item. And if they write something like, I didn't like the quality of the item, so I threw it in the garbage, you're protected. And here's a perfect example of that. The only thing on this whole deal that concerned me was the USA representative not doing her job. She didn't. She never removed the feedback or even attempted it, and she sent the policy violation to the wrong guy. She should have sent it to him. I'm not sure if she even did send it to him. But I don't know. But anyway, That is my first experience with feedback extortion in my 17 years on eBay. So guys, let's hear from you now. Any comments? If any of you guys have been victims of feedback extortion, I'd like to hear about it. I know there are some out there that have. I've heard about it in the Facebook groups quite a bit. But like I said, I've been very lucky. I am very lucky. 99.999% of my buyers are honest. Yes, I do get a few more returns than most people, but I'm in retail, I'm in auto parts, that's going to happen. Nonetheless, I hope this video has been informative and I hope you enjoyed it. And, oh, a few more things before I let you guys go. On the board behind me, on the very bottom, you'll see I made it to 10,000 subs. I literally could not have done it without you guys. I am not going to celebrate that tonight. I hope that I do get time to make a video about it in the very near future. I'll look back at some of the things, how I started out, how I met some of you guys, some interesting incidents that happened along the way. If I get time, I will do such a video. If I don't, I won't. Thanks for watching. I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. See you guys next Friday night right here on the Crazy New York Driver Show. Rock on, make some good sales. I want to hear about your comments, your concerns, your good news and your bad. I'm out of here. Rock on. See you next week. Peace! Yeah!